You've been hurt too many times. And I know that because of how hard you work. The hardest workers have been through the hardest shit. You've been through a lot, and I can see that because you're my boy. And the reason that you're great, and the reason that you're here right now is because all that shit, you wouldn't take any of that back, would you? Never, bro. Never. That shit built me. That shit built me.
Look, anybody can do things that are easy. You know, it's like, how do you behave when things are difficult or when the shit hits the fan? That's what defines you.
My mind is absolutely bulletproof, solid as a rock. I am number one. So if you are number one, who gives a shit if number two steps out in place of number three? At the end of the day, I'm number one. So it makes no difference who is standing across the octagon from me.
I think I'm good, but I think my main strength, it's my mind. I think it's my strongest point, it's my mind. Effort, dedication, work hard, because the talent is not enough anymore. And if you're not dedicated 100%, you're not gonna reach the level that you want. And I know in the end of the day, in the hand, they're gonna make a huge difference. This is why I'm 34 and I look 28.
I'm gonna get fundamentally strong. Everybody's great when they're not tired. The champions is when they tired, that's when the real champions come out. That's when that real dog come out. Cause if you go piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat. Let them on the field. Have some heart.
Ivy, all you got is 15 minutes. Can you be strong for 15 minutes? Can you? Listen, your concentration's weaving a little bit. Pick it up. Pick it up. Okay. Look, the fire's coming. Are you ready for the fire? We're firemen. Okay. We are firemen.
Got it, Coach.
The heat doesn't bother us. We live in the heat. We train in the heat.
Yeah, let's go.
It tells us that we're ready. We're at home. We're where we're supposed to be. Flames don't intimidate us. What do? We control the place. We control them. We move the place where we want to.
Let's go.
And then we extinguish them.
Let's go.
Understand that it is you who is responsible for being in the position that you're in, not anybody else. You can't be making excuses. It is you. You are the result of why you are here today.
It literally just comes down to, why are you doing this? How bad do you want it? What factors are driving you into making this change? As cringy as it sounds, bro, how bad do you want it?
I'm back, mother. I'm back. So what's your excuse? If you're allowing people and things and situations to own space in your head, you're losing. You can't let conditions dictate your outcome. You gotta have the mentality to show up every day of your life, no matter what life throws at you.
I'm fighting myself, you know what I mean? Because you are fighting yourself. There is no opponent, you know what I mean? It's you versus you, and I'd say I'm fighting myself in there. Not even martial arts. Life, you know what I mean? It's always you versus you. If you're competing against other people, you're going to become bitter. Eventually you'll become bitter. But if you compete against yourself, you'll become better.
What are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to forgo? Because a lot of people, like this guy came in one time, I was a trainer, and he goes, man, I can stop doing anything but my frappuccinos. I go, leave. Because I'm looking for that person like me. People, it's hard for people to understand how I lost 106 pounds in less than 3 months. I sat down at the table and I said to myself, what are you willing to give up? Everything. And when people come to me with that kind of mindset, I can work with you. When you are willing to strip yourself down to nothing and give everything, that's who I want to work with. Because now I can mold you into exactly who you want to be. When you put these restrictions up, and that's why my first question is, how bad do you want this?
If you can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't over leverage a decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're going to try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive, finish it, find out.
What makes me a champion, you not? You can lift more weights than me though. You're stronger than me, you're faster than me. What is the difference? I believe it's passport to crazy land. It's that mental. It's that thing like I'm willing to do something that I don't know if you even thought of doing it. It's a mentality thing.
I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and maybe John and Mighty Mouse is 10. That's where I feel.
life is so difficult and challenging that unless you give it everything you have, the chances are very high that it will embitter you, and then you'll be a force for darkness and not good. And so, you know, the fact that life is short and can be brutal can terrify you, but it can also, you can flip that on its head and understand that since you're all in anyways, you might as well take the risks that are adventurous.
I feel to be at the pinnacle of any game, in any, whatever you do, you've got to be a little bit gone to it. You're not all there. You've got to be almost insane to your craft. Not a lot of people can understand that. It's more like an obsession now. Everything I do is something to do with this, you know? It's always in my head. I'm always thinking about it. I'm definitely obsessed with it.
What do you think most people get wrong about motivation?
They think it's a permanent fix. They think it's something that is a constant. They think that maybe once I get it, I'm gonna hold on to it. Nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. And a lot of times you have to learn to perform without motivation. You have to learn to perform without purpose. You have to learn to perform a lot of different things. And that's what people think. They think I need to have this motivation to work out, to study, to be better. So if they don't have it, they just don't do it. And that's where you fail. You have to learn to train your mind well beyond motivation.
I became obsessed with being the baddest mother that God ever created. Am I that? I don't care. I believe it. And I was trying to tell him, once you become obsessed with something, obsessed, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while.
I think if you want to be the best at something, I'm not talking being good, I'm talking about you want to be the best at something, and in every field, I think you need to be a little bit obsessed.
The only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist.
I had a purpose before everybody had an opinion. It's not about anybody else. It's not about anybody else. It's just about going to do it because that's what you want. That's what you set out there to go do. So never like to look at the results, just the process of getting better.
You got to pay a price for winning, but most people aren't willing to pay it.
I know there's so many people that have the ability and just refuse to get off that couch, refuse to study a few more hours, refuse to go deeper, to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage.
There's never been more opportunity than there is right now. If you're a savage and you get out there and you grind hard and you want it bad enough, you can run all these guys over, man.
Look at me! There's nothing in my heart. I don't feel pain any longer. There's no need to feel guilty, Kakashi. This hole was opened up by this world of hell.
All about sacrifice. All about. People talk about discipline, but sometimes discipline is not enough. You know, all about sacrifice. If you want to become best in this business, you have to sacrifice. Sacrifice your time, sacrifice your health, sacrifice everything good you have. When people try to talk with me, give me like some excuse what they have to do, I'm like, I just see this guy, he can be just regular fighter, like thousands and thousands other people. Just regular fighter. He's gonna make money, he's gonna be good, but he's never gonna be champion.
Then there's the athletes who train to win. They train every day, every session, so that they win on match night. And then there are just those very few players who train to dominate. They train so hard that winning is inevitable.
So the big thing is know that if you have big goals and big dreams, along the way, failure is going to happen. So how fast do you get up from that? And you got to teach yourself that.
It's irrelevant what other people say. And once you come to understand that, the noise quiets, okay? If you can understand that it is irrelevant what people gossip, it is irrelevant what they say, it is irrelevant if they laugh, it is irrelevant if they doubt you. It is irrelevant if they talk shit. And you understand that the only thing is relevant is what you do, you're going to succeed. And so how do you silence the noise? You silence the noise by accepting what reality is. It has nothing to do with those people. It has everything to do with your actions. And if you're smart, you will take that negativity and you will draw the energy out of it, and you will let that propel you with productive action. And that is how you do that. Okay, because it's never going to stop. And the bigger you get, the more people talk. Dude, I have people talk shit on me every day for no other reason that I'm doing stuff with my life. And I've, to this point been very successful. And that bothers people, and people don't like that. And I don't give a shit, because I know that if I just keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to get where I want to go.
It's 1 a.m. I'm going for my third workout. Do I want to go to the gym? Absolutely not. I'd rather, lay in my house and sit in the movie theater and watch movies. But, to be the best, you got to work overtime. To be the best, you got to work overtime.
Hey, look at this dude right here. This the one who talk about all the things he gonna do but don't do it. This the one who always telling everybody that he's gonna do this by the end of the year but never completes it. This is the capper. You tired of that label? Do something about it.
You made him this way.
We all made him this way. All of us. We all part of that boy. Now he on his own path and he gonna do whatever the he wanna do.
This is painful for me. And the answer is, the fact that it is painful is the reason that it's working.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't you stepping out, everybody else that has to try and step out into this new life faces this same thing too. Every single person does. That's why most people don't do it.
Yeah.
Like, this is what hard feels like, and this is why most people don't win. So continuing to push through and almost seeing that level of discomfort as a signal, it's like a way marker that's been planted in the ground. Yes, more this way. Because if it was all just super easy, well, how are you going to get anything different to what everybody else has got if you do the same thing that everybody else does?
Yeah.
And one of the best selectors for people not doing a thing is discomfort. So the route that has a lot of discomfort down it, usually on the other side of that, ends up with something which is valuable.
You're too cold.
Yeah, because I think that emotions most of the time doesn't help us to deal with something. Of course, emotions is like spices for your life, but when you have some hard situation, you shouldn't use your emotions. This is how I think.
My philosophy is, why be normal when you can be the best? I don't want to be normal. I want to make the difference. So everything I do, I want to make the difference. Because when I make the difference, I'm the best. And that is not arrogance, that is confidence.
I'm here because I worked hard my whole life. Without that work, no one in this room would know who I am except my family. So to all the kids around the world watching, paying attention, and aspiring to be like one of us or even on the stage someday, put the work in and watch the magical ride you go on.
When you realize you have to make this shit work, or you're falling on your face, it's a different kind of grind, a different kind of mentality, a different kind of person, a different side of you that you've never seen before that comes out when you go all in.
Man, I've trained 99% of my life alone. No one had me on the back. I did all of the work alone. And while I'm still hard on myself, I know what I did. So whenever times get bad for me, people, all this, who's gonna carry the boats and love? That's real. I hate that people know me for that guy, because that guy is not every day. Like, when they see me, they want that energy. That's not me every day. I can extract it immediately when I need to, because when you train alone, and I lived alone for so many years in this misery, and you're able to get out by yourself, I can take myself to such a level of real passion and purpose. And like, the feeling I get is something I can't even explain by myself. I don't need anyone. That's why people come to me to motivate them. No one can motivate me. I have a resume full of fucking motivation that whenever I'm down, I'm like, oh, hang on, mother. Oh, you know the truth.
You think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time. There's no time. I mean, one of the quotes on the wall in the gym in there is, there is no tomorrow, from Rocky 3. There is no tomorrow. Fuck that shit. Let's get all this shit done today.
The grind is like, you got to be there every day. If you're there 3 days a week, it's not as good as 5. You got to be there 5 days. And 5 might be better than 7, because sometimes 7 you burn out. You want to keep enthusiasm, because that's a fuel. Enthusiasm, there's something about enthusiasm that, like, you got to balance discipline and enthusiasm. Discipline's critical. You have to be able to show up, but you also have to enjoy the out of it.
It feels good to talk about that shit, man. It actually makes you feel good, makes you feel proud, all that shit. But guess what happens? That alarm clock goes off at 4 a.m. to train. I don't want to be a SEAL today, or I don't want to be whatever today. I'll start tomorrow. And that's the usual pattern of people's lives. That's why until you really want to do something, you always get be a talker. You always get run your mouth.
A real man in the dark, when nobody's watching, he putting in work. A real man, when coach ain't even watching, he's studying film on his own, because he loves the process.
I'm all about that growth, and that growth isn't in these massive paychecks for speaking to corporations, stuff like that. The growth for me is in that $12 to $15 an hour when you're out there and it's like 20 degrees and you're freezing your ass off and you're thinking, you know what? I don't need to be here anymore. And you start questioning yourself why you're here. And there's a lot of growth in that.
You know, it's embarrassing, and lots of times people won't do things like go to the gym because they're so embarrassed about how they look or what sort of shape they're in. And it's a pain to start at the bottom, but you start at the bottom where you're weak. And if you want to rectify what's weak, you have to accept the fact that you're at the bottom and that the first steps are going to be painful.
Everybody has the desire to do something, but they don't have they don't know how to really complete the process of dedicating themselves and having the discipline to do it.
The fish don't just jump in the boat. If you want to go catch them, go catch them. Throw that line in the water and go do some work. And if it doesn't work that day, do it again the next day. So you want to be the one that says, okay, I'm going to do it anyway. I know I don't feel good today, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prove to myself that even on days that it doesn't feel right, I push myself. The only way to gain confidence in yourself is to build something. It's not to wait for it to happen. You better go out there and do it yourself. Don't wait around and wait for someone to hand deliver something. Go make it happen.
Set a time to train at that time. Set a time to go to sleep at that time. Set a time to get up at that time. Don't tell yourself you need to do something and then don't do it.
The proper comparison group for you is you yesterday. You're the only control group that's appropriate to you because you have a certain set of talents and possibilities and limitations and tragedies that are truly unique to you. And so you might be comparing yourself to someone else on some dimension, but it's not a reasonable comparison because you don't know what talents they were blessed with, and you also don't know what opportunities they had that you didn't, etc. It's just not a reasonable comparison. It's a lot better to think about who you were and then to think, well, could you be somewhat better in some dimension? And the positive thing about that is the answer is almost always yes.
What do you do if you go to the gym and realize you just don't have enough energy to enjoy your workout? So you're not always going to feel like killing it. You know, it's not like every variable is always going to be in your favor. So if things are a little off and you still get after it, then how do you think you'll perform when you actually did get enough rest and you did eat enough food and you're fully hydrated and you're just physically like, all right, come on, you're going to do that much better. So it's up to the person. But unless you're like dying sick or something, to an extent, I would say at least make an effort to think, okay, do I really need to take this day off? Or am I just saying that? Right? Because if you're just saying that, like I said, a couple questions ago, that's not a dog-eating mentality in any shape or form.
I'm always looking for more. I'm always looking for what's the next thing for myself? How can I grow? And that right there was the next thing for me. I didn't want to sit back and, just enjoy my retirement from the military. There's no growth in that, so.
Life's gonna get suck, but the more you focus your perception on it, the way you see the world is what the world is. If I choose to be like, today sucks, I'm tired, I don't want to do cardio, I'm 2 weeks out eating 1,500 calories, like this sucks. If that's what I'm talking about, that's all I'm gonna live in. I'm gonna be like, bodybuilding sucks, prep sucks, why do I do this? But if I'm like,
This suffering is literally what's going to make me great, and it's going to bring me that amazing moment on stage and all these memories of everything. And this, like, it's pushing me to these limits that I know make me feel proud of myself and all these things. If I focus more on the positive side of things, I'm going to enjoy the reality regardless of the change. The circumstances can be the exact same, but your perception changes everything about how you feel about it. And I think a lot of people who are successful or are bodybuilders usually kind of tap out because they make it seem like this miserable thing. Like, oh fuck, I have to start dieting. Oh, I gotta do cardio. And then you're just like complaining about it. And why would you want to do anything you complain about every day?
Shit's hard. You're gonna have days where you don't want to do anything. You're gonna have days where getting out of bed is the hardest motherfucking thing you ever did in your life. You gotta get the fuck up and you gotta get in the fucking fight.
If you are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no shit, and still get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that.
When a man or woman has discipline and structure, and they are highly disciplined and structured, they are predisposed to winning.
If you don't change what you're doing and how you do it, nothing else will change.
Whenever you think you can't, the confidence comes from the thing that you built. You must build belief. You must build confidence.
If you think someone's ruined your life, you're right. It's you.
We have to start taking responsibility for ourselves. We have to stop putting it off and making excuses for why we aren't where we want to be.
There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem.
Hey, what's the chance of you making $1 million this year? Give me numbers. And everyone's like 0%, 0%, 0%, 1%. There's always 1%. It's like 5, and that's like the most it'll get to. And I said, okay, I'm gonna give you the most extreme example, but I just wanna see what happens, okay? What's the percentage chance of you making $1 million this year, legally, and if you don't, everyone that you love dies? And everyone's like 100%, 100%, 1,000, 1,000%. I said, what changed? The goal didn't change. The time frame didn't change. Why you're doing it changed.
Am I happy? I don't know. Never really thought about it. Don't really care about it. Because all I really cared about was when I looked in that fucking mirror, I saw a piece of shit. Happiness wasn't on the mirror at 16 or when I was 300 pounds. It wasn't like, oh my, I'm looking for happiness. No, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and say, all right, motherfucker, did it again today. You a bad boy. Because that shit sucks. And when I was younger, I had this image in my mind of what does a man look like to me? And I got all these people who were badasses, characters. And in my mind, I became that. And that's what kept me going a lot, was I had this pipe dream of becoming a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
It is astounding how many people want to be spectacular in life, but also want to fit in and be normal. Like, by being normal, you are, by definition, aiming for average. Normal people get normal results. Weird people get weird results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and not expect to get what everyone else has. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results.
You know, there comes a day, man. Everyone's gonna have this day. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. It's just sickening. It makes you want to throw up. Because you've seen people with far less talent than you. As you're growing up with them, their childhood buddies, whatever else, they didn't have what you had. Yet now they're going to become something that you haven't.
You can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living your life.
Difficult things make regular life less difficult, because when you do things that are physically difficult, the strain of making yourself do those things, it's very valuable.
I'm going to get rich or I'm going to die in the process. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I die in the process, I was doing what I wanted to do.
Sometimes you just got to jump in that water, bro. Stop being scared. You can't be scared to change your life, bro. You only got one of it. You only got one life, bro. So you having that fear of not wanting to jump in that water and go into the deep end, it's not going to do nothing but hurt you, bro. Nothing but hurt you, because you won't be able to see the finer things in life. If you at the shallow of the beach and you just putting your feet in the water and you don't want to get in that deep end where everyone else is at, you're not even going to be able to experience what's over there. All you know is right here, the shallow end. That deep end got so many beautiful things back there, so many people that you never even met, but you in the shallow end with everyone else, with all your other scary friends. Go to the deep end where people take risks, where people can put you on, where you can meet people. Because your network is your net worth. And they're on the deep end.
You know you could be the winner if you really wanted to, right? But the problem is you keep playing that what if game. What if it don't work? What if I fail? Nah, flip it. What if it does work? And what if you win? Then what? You're gonna be sitting there happy, right? You say you wanna win, but then you're scared to lose. What sense does that even make? Look, you can't talk about wanting to win and then be scared of the risk. That's not how this works. If you lock in, keep your head down and stay focused on the vision, how could you not win? The only thing that's gonna make you lose is your own mindset, and that's all on you. Your biggest enemy ain't out there, it's in your head. So if you wanna win, you gotta get out of your own way. And here's the truth. Every time you doubt yourself, you're slowing down your own progress. You either believe in yourself or you don't. There's no in between. If you keep second guessing everything, you're already losing. But when you stop playing scared and start moving like you're built for this, you'll see everything change.
And that's why that's so important. What are you doing with your life, man? Why are you sitting around? People sit around waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and blaming and blaming.
Fear is my friend. I love fear. Fear allows me to reach my highest potential. The fear of failing.
Get back to work. It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the noise. Get back to the mental lab.
And guys, I'm here to tell you that if you are experiencing a losing season right now, understand that there's a winning season around the corner. But you have to be an active participant in getting yourself out of the losing season.
Whenever you feel negative or unhappy about anything, you say, wait a minute, I'm responsible. I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for what happens. I can't change the past, so I'm not going to spend a second worrying about the past. I'm going to become so busy working on my future and my goals that I don't have time to think about the past.
When I was a kid, I used to always visualize stadiums. And like, even when I was playing football, I'd kick the ball against the wall and I'd pretend I scored a goal and I'd run off and I'd be raising my hand and visualizing an arena full of fans. And that was something I'd done as a kid out on my own. I like just running around kicking the ball. So I always had these visions of something, but I just didn't know what it was. And then I suppose when I came to these events and I started training MMA and then came to an event, it was like, okay, this is it. This is what I'm gonna do. And then now I'm doing it.
It's on you. Everything in your life is on you. Change doesn't come until you make the change. You don't get something for nothing. There's no such thing as something for nothing. Everybody says they want something so bad. Everyone says they have dreams, but they're sitting in this box of comfort, waiting for someone to save you.
What life really is, for the majority of us, is hell. And so, while people love to show you the cars and the house and the vacations and shit, all that's good. All that's happy. I'm going to show you the side that I know most of you are going through. And people hide very well. I don't want to hide anymore. I hid it for 24 fucking years.
And I'm telling you from the bottom of my soul, it is so easy to beat people today. They are so soft. They have no work ethic. No one can stick with anything. Everyone's distracted. They're on social media. They're counting their fucking notifications because they can't stick with shit. They can't say no.
There's no magic potion. There's no, oh, let me wake up and look at some shit. No. All those words are overused. They're bullshit. It's all bullshit. Just do. You're living. How do you want to live? How do you want to die? How do you want to fucking be remembered? That's it.
There's a moment when every boy realizes no one's coming to save him. And that's when he becomes a man. And some boys never get there and stay children forever.
I dare you to stop f***ing around and dedicate the next 6 months of your life exclusively to your goals and your goals only. Don't announce it to anyone. Don't tell people on Instagram about it. Don't tell anybody. Just disappear, do the work, and reemerge in 6 months a different person.
Sometimes when we are stepping out into the unknown, we have no idea what's coming next, so we don't even want to take the first step. But I want to let you know that you got to take that first step.
That is what it took for me, what it takes for me. The anger, the passion, because I'm not that. For you to constantly win. When this voice over here, the real you, is saying, get the fuck out of here. Go. You're nobody. You've always been nobody. And it's true. People don't hear that. That's a true voice. That's the real reality of David Goggins.
A lot of people wait for perfect conditions to start.
When in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
In the room by themselves and they figure themselves out and say, God, this is gonna fucking suck. Where's passion when you're 300 pounds? Where's the motivation when you can't read and write? Where is it? So how did this happen? I just fucking did. I just did. I said, maybe at the end of this journey, there'll be something there for me. If not, I can read. If not, I'm 185 pounds.
I think the real question you should ask yourself is, why not you? I mean, you got the talent, the skills, the brains. You got all the potential in the world, but you don't even believe in yourself. Why?
You can truly become whoever you want to be. If you work hard, if you are consistent, and if you dedicate yourself to a worthy ideal, you can become whoever you want to become.
If you tell yourself the truth, and the truth is, I'm not happy with where I'm at. That's the truth. The truth is, I can do more. The truth is, I can work harder than I'm working right now. The truth is, I can do more for my family.
Your mind will always choose the path of least resistance. We put so much stuff in our brain gets overloaded, so it wants to choose the path of least resistance. We have to train our minds to choose the path of most resistance. And so what I did was I realized through my whole life was that I would get spastic in that 1 second. I had nothing to control. I had no end result. I had no feeling of victory to kind of pull from in this 1 second. So I would quit things. I would give up. And the dialogue in my head in that 1 second would be very negative. I had to find why I wanted to be here. If you find out why you want to be somewhere, when you're in that situation of wanting to quit, what happens is the questions that come to you are the proper questions. How can I get through this? How can I make this work for me? If you don't have the proper purpose on why you're somewhere, the questions that come to your mind are, we shouldn't be here. You don't want it. And that's the harsh reality. You're alone. You're alone. You may have a shrink you're going to, you may have a best friend you're going to, but there's 24 hours in the day where you're alone in this brain. If you can't control your own brain and your brain controls you,
You will never feel this level of happiness if you don't go for something in your own life. If you stay down, you will never ever get that resolve.
I think the easiest thing in life is to give up. The hardest thing is to continue to keep going, but we have to. We have to continue to hold on. And I would imagine for so many people out there, that is probably the most difficult thing.
You pay for your indecision. It's a decision. It's a decision to avoid, fundamentally. You can master what you'll face, and maybe that's true.
You're not as far away from these dreams as you think you are. You're actually a lot closer than you think. But because you think it's so far away, you behave in accordance with that belief system, and it always keeps it that far away from you. So the first thing is you need to believe and know that you're one decision, one relationship, one meeting, one book, one thought, one something away from a completely different life. And when you know that, then you begin to look for them.
This is my life, man. Do you know how hard I worked to get here?
I built this shit. Me. Brick by brick. And I'll be damned if I let you tear it down just because you don't like the way another talk. Now, I don't know about y'all two, but I'd like to stay alive long enough to enjoy what I've made. So from here on out, I don't want to hear anything else about kilos or prices. Y'all want to go out on your own? Fine. But do not for 1 second of what I got to do to get mine, because I promise you, there is nothing I'm not prepared to do.
What the did you do when the headphones come off, bro? It's you in your own mind. It's the reason why you're a loser, and the reason why you're not making it, and the reason why you're trying to go through all these, I go to all these fucking conventions, speak all the fucking time. I look in the fucking audience, and these people sign up fucking every year to go to convention, thinking they're gonna learn something different. No, you're lazy, you know exactly what to do. Because even me, in my state of, I can't read and write, I knew exactly what to do. It just sucks doing it. Whenever you think you can't, the confidence comes from the thing that you built. You must build belief. You must build confidence. It can't be like, hey, I'm gonna knock that shit out. You gotta look over here and say, I can knock that shit out.
in the struggle, you know, when things are going good and you visualize these good things happening, you visualize more good things happening, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff. And that was what I was able to do. I was able to, you know, even though I was having these troubles at home, and even though I had no job, no, you know what I mean, or whatever, didn't know what I was doing. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen, but I still was able to feel like it was. I still was able to go into a different, just like use my imagination, like a kid would use his imagination. I was basically just using my imagination. I visualized, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualizing a brand new car and visualizing good things in times of struggle. And that, when you can do that, I think that really makes that law of attraction work. I think it really attracts to you more. You know what I mean? Because that is harder to do when you're in the struggle to visualize these things.
Champions are broken. People look at champions and try and find something that champion has that they don't have. And he's like, but it's not that at all. He's like, they lack something everyone else has, which is an off button. They just don't stop.
All my life, I've been striving to make myself better. Be the best, you have to work the hardest. You have to chase what seems impossible over and over and over again.
Consistency, 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 man. That's the name of the game, bro. Don't get much simpler than that. If you keep going every single day and don't stop, your competition will fall off, bro. These niggas ain't cut like you, bro. They ain't ready for prime time. They ain't trying to really get right. They take days off, this day off, that day off. They lazy. I'm tired. No. Grind every day, one foot in front of the other, bro. And I promise you, I'm gonna be lapping these folks, bro. Give it a year. Watch what happens.
And I'm like, you know what, man? This man, like, what am I training for?
Yeah.
I have no race in the docket. Why am I having this such a structured life? Why? And I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I'm done. I retire every day.
Yeah.
I'm done with this shit. And I sit around and I say, okay. And then this is my thought process. So you want to be normal. So you just want to be like everybody else that roams the world, not knowing the power that's in them. Being fine with being mediocre. You want to go back to who you were, huh, David? I'm like, f that, man.
If you quit now, you're going to fucking be a loser your entire life. That's it.
Don't quit. Get off your butt. Get in the arena. Get dirty. Get sweaty. Get bloody. Get knocked down. Get back up.
Excuses are terrible. They're the worst thing you could ever do is give yourself a reason why you're not successful or not happy or not this or not that.
And you're going to fail. 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 And then you're going to win.
That's why losing in life is so important. Whether it's getting dumped, getting fired, losing a game, loss. Those feelings where things didn't work out your way, that's important because it lets you know this is the bad feeling that comes when it goes wrong.
I say I don't look at it as failure. I look at it as my first, second, third attempt. Failure means you're trying. Whole bunch of people out here never failed because they never tried.
It's really about what you're willing to put in as well. Like if you find something that you love doing, well, why would you want to stop doing that? Just do more of that and you get better. It is that thing where you go, it's time in the gym. It seems that stress is very good for us in all areas.
I'm gonna win. You're not gonna control me. I'm going to defeat you and everything in front of me. You're just a wall that I have to break through, you know? And if I can't handle this, I don't deserve what I want.
At the end of the day, I ask myself one question: can I take one more step? And usually the answer is yes. So if you can answer that question and not take another step, that is real failure. That is real quitting. So a lot of people can take one more step, but they choose not to. I don't know if you can take 2 steps. You got to answer that question after you take the first step. But I can always take one more step, so if I choose not to, that's on me. And I got to live with that.
If this was a different time, I would invade his favela on horseback and kill anyone that was not fit to work. But we are in a new time, so I'll whoop his ass in July.
Every day that you don't do work, you're going backwards.
If you give up on your dreams, what do you have left? Nothing.
When you really want something, just in my life experience and seeing other people, seeing myself, seeing other people that like made stuff happen, it's like, man, when you really want something, you're gonna find a way.
But then I discovered that over time, like
It's the effort, it's the journey. It's like suffering through times that I don't want to be at the gym or why I want to quit on my diet, and I push myself, and every single moment, every day leading up to the show, and I win all those moments. That's winning. That's like winning in life continuously every day. And through that journey, being able to build my relationships, not sacrifice them for winning, be able to make myself a better person, not a more stressed out, anxious person, all that stuff coming together, I've already won before I have a trophy in my hands. When I stand on stage, I haven't quit on a workout, I haven't quit on a cardio session. My girlfriend still loves me in the background. She doesn't hate me for neglecting her for the last 3 months of prep. I'm like, I won.
See, look, one thing I want you to promise me is that no matter how long it takes, keep going. No matter how much it hurts, keep going. So you was placed on this earth for a reason. You weren't meant to be average. You were meant to excel. You gotta understand that this grind is meant to make you who you're supposed to be, a dog.
I'm telling you, there's something waiting for you. And I don't give a what you going through right now, little homies. You bigger than what you going through. You f***ed up, shit ain't right for you right now. The living conditions, you bigger, that's not you.
Talk to him,
You're not what the f*** you going through, so just hold on and keep going.
Stay focused and stay in the studio, stay working, stay grounded, stay humble, keep making money and stack it high as you can stack it, no matter what anyone around you say.
It's the worst pain I can't even describe the pain of that last 30 miles to anybody. No one, it's very hard. And I'm laying there in the worst pain of my entire life. I'm shaking, I'm jacked up. And all I could think about was, I can't believe what I had just done. Because when you get to 70 miles of a race and you felt the way I did, to me, it was humanly impossible to even think about going 30 more miles in that shape. And once you do it, what came over me when that shower hit me, and the reality hit that I just went 101 miles. And that last 31 miles was something that I can't even describe to people. And she's like, we gotta get you to the hospital. And I just said, just shut up and let me enjoy this pain.
Don't let them confuse the fact that I outwork everybody, and that when the time comes, when the door shuts, when the bell rings, nobody does it better than me. Nobody is more calm than me. I'm able to calm my mind. I swear to God I can go all day long, yeah? All fucking day long I'll go.
I thought, honestly, I swear to God, I thought that someone was speaking to me. I thought it was Jennifer. It was like, you're not done yet,
Part of life is about getting hurt, about failing and getting back up and dealing with adversity and setbacks and realizing that what you thought was a short path is actually going to be the long path to success, and you're going to have to take that journey if you really want it, right?
People give up right before they get what they've always wanted to get. People quit and they give up.
You have to become the kind of person that can push through the hard times. Most people can't do that. The minute you lay down is the minute that all those demons and all that anxiety and all that stress and all that fear can get you. You have to wake up and do your fucking job.
You don't have to live in suffering and pain and failure all the time. You have to learn, I need to visit it. Like, people hate working out. You're only gonna visit working out maybe an hour a day. 23 other hours of the day, you're not in it. But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering, visit working out 1 hour a day. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there.
We did not come this far to just break down and lose now. I'm a winner. I'm going to win.
You know, when you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it? Do you choose to become a victim of complaining and misery and shitty, or do you find meaning in how you show up in the suffering, you know?
You have to work every single day. I think that's where your confidence comes from. That work that you do every single day is key, because that's what you're gonna be able to fall back on.
Follow your dreams, be more disciplined, be patient, believe in yourself, work hard, and be good person also, appreciate person, to God, to destiny, to your team, and the dream comes true.
The biggest mistake a person can do right now, no matter in which situation you are, is to give up. You might not reach the best version of yourself in this lifetime, but the better one than you are right now.
For instance, let's say you have no races. Let's say you have no classes, no nothing. There's no purpose in your life. You know, people need to have purpose to get up. They need purpose to perform. You need to get to a point in your life where there's nothing on the docket. There's no 5K. There's no I'm going to get into school to be this or that and still perform to the highest level. Because what people don't get is one day that thing's going to come up. And if you're not constantly performing without purpose, you're not going to be ready when the time comes.
You will be the first millionaire in your family. How does your mama feel about that? How do the people in and around your life feel about what God is doing for you individually?
You can do anything you put your mind to. Never give up on your dreams. Keep smiling no matter what you're going through. If you fall down, just get up. If you can't get up, your friends are there to help you up. Your mama's there, your daddy's there, God's there. Hey, I'm there to help you up. You're there. It's going to be all right. Just keep smiling, man.
You don't start things and not finish them. You don't quit. A lot of people can give up. It's easy to give up. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right, man, I'm done. There's nothing that comes out of quitting besides knowing that you didn't finish.
That's a lesson that people need to hear and learn. It's so important because everybody just wants to be comfortable. Everybody wants to sit in the car. I don't want to go outside, it's cold. I don't want to do this, it's hot. Like, you've got to do things that you don't want to do because you show your body that your mind is the boss.